Welcome to the Southleaf Parish Church streaming and Streamlabs OBS tutorial live from lockdown in Edinburgh for your viewing pleasure. First thing we will do is open up Streamlabs, which on your computer there'll be an icon about here, and my computer is here, and it will also be down there on your computer. So when you first open up Streamlabs, this is what you will see. You will see this here, which is your feed. You will see this on your left, which is your audio mixer. You will see this in the middle, which is what you call a scene, and we'll get on to what a scene is in a second. And on your right, you will see your sources. Now, what a scene is a collection of sources. Sources are this. It can be an image, it can be a capture, as they call it, of your screen, which is what I'm doing to record my screen. So that'd be a display capture. You can also capture color, media, you can add text, you can capture audio, video, more video, you can have a scene. You can kind of put whatever you want. So if you were to add a video, for example, it'd be a media source. You can see the types of files that source lets you play here. A color source, that's color codes. You can see what a browser source is, websites, third-party widgets, HTML. An image is an image, shows you the type of images. Display capture, game capture is if you're running a program. So these are all the things you can put into the stream if you wanted to. However, you won't often have to do that. And if you did, obviously I would be around to help out. So that's what your sources are. Then a scene is just a collection of sources that's preset. So camera 1 has live, which is this little banner up here. And if you click on the lock, you can't move it. And if you unlock it, you can then move it about, do whatever you want. Again, with the eye as well, if you press the eye, it means you can't see it and it gets scored out. So you press the eye again, you can see it. And the way it works is this list is the order of layers. And it works as a layer. So this is the top layer, this is the bottom layer. So right now live is on the top and it's above everything. So if we were to put it down below the order of service, you'd see the live thing is now behind the order of service. Put it back up. And you can also see that camera 1 is below the order of service and the live banner because you want the order of service and the live thing on top of the video. Now that we've gone over what each of these panels are, the first thing you want to do when you open up Streamlabs, once you've had a look about and familiarised yourself with the panels, is bring your mouse down to the bottom left, and it's like two squares with a line in the middle called Studio Mode. You want to press that, make sure it's green, and you will have Studio Mode. Studio Mode is what you will use to stream, and it is essentially your editing footage here, and the live footage is on the right. So you can have the reading here, and you can be, I don't know, maybe you want to move that, maybe you want the writing over there, maybe you want the camera on the right, put that back, and then the live doesn't get changed. Because live right now is camera 1. So we were to go back to reading. Once you've finished changing what you want to do, you'd press transition. And then it goes live. And what you can do as well is with scenes like this, you can still move images and what have you about, and it won't affect what's going live until you press transition. However, with the cameras, as the camera is broadcasting what the camera can see, if you move the camera when the camera is live, people will see the camera move, because you can't broadcast the camera and then adjust the camera without the camera not showing what it's being pointed at. So you always have to make sure that when you're editing the cameras, that you don't edit the camera that is live. You can move this about and it won't affect the live footage, but you cannot adjust the actual picture, as people will see that. If camera 1 is live and you start zooming in and zooming out, everybody at home will see you zooming in and zooming out. So if you want to adjust camera 1, you'd first make sure camera 2 or 3 you've got the shot you want, and transition to that, and then camera 1 you can play about. So once you opened up Streamlabs and you made sure the microphones aren't muted, you pressed some buttons just to make sure it's working and the cameras are showing up, because you will see the cameras there, and then you've made sure you're in studio mode by making sure you've got 2 screens. You will open the PTZ Optics app, which is down on the menu bar beside the Streamlabs icon. It looks like this little camera here, if you can see that. And what you will get is this, PTZ optics. And you can see you've got camera 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can have up to 8 cameras. We have 3 cameras. And what this does essentially is, this is your camera controller. So you've got, if you click camera 1, which I don't have because I'm not in the church, this wouldn't pop up and it would just mean you're controlling camera 1 now. And then if you click camera 2, you're controlling camera 2 now. And if you click camera 3, you're controlling camera 3 now. So there's a little bit of awareness you need. So if you're on camera 3 here, or say camera 2 is live and you want to play with camera 3, is you need to make sure you're on camera 3 here. So if we were on camera 3, this is a control. So you've got, this is literally like point the camera in the direction you want. So if you want the camera to go up, you press up. If you want it to go down, you press down. Left, right, diagonal. Home puts it back to its original default state, which is facing across the church. You don't press that button very much. This is your zoom in and your zoom out. I always use autofocus, although sometimes it can be a little bit fiddly. So these are your focus buttons, but autofocus works not quite perfectly, but 99.9% of the time perfectly. And then this here is your set presets. So each camera has got its own presets that I've set up. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And with the setups I've got, you'll see it says like camera left, lectern right, pulpit, reading, band, various church view, ceiling, depending on what the preset is. You can set one up, and then it always is set to recall. So if you press one, the camera will just zip round to that preset. But if you want to make a new one and you've been playing about with the camera and you think that looks really nice, you've been adjusting it, you can press set, choose a preset you don't like. And again, it doesn't work on this computer because there's no camera. And a little pop-up box will pop up. You can type in the name of the preset, so you could call it, I don't know, pulpit left view or something. And then that's it. And it will just get stored here and it will look like all the other ones we have. So this is your camera controller. And this is what you'll be using to adjust the cameras. But most of the time you'll be using these to go to where you want to go. So you'll maybe go to lectern right for when someone's speaking at the right lectern. And then you might want to do some fine adjustments because obviously the lecterns move and people move about and it's not perfect every week. But for the most part, you're just using the presets to skip between the different camera shots. There is this advanced view, which lets you change how fast the camera pans, how fast it zooms. You can change the brightness and what have you. But for the most part, you can just leave this on auto. And we can go into a more detailed thing later on if people want to go into bringing about like manual settings like the shutter speed. So really what you want to do is you'll just have it on the compact view, which is the default view anyway. And you can press that button to see the camera, but you can see the cameras anyway. So when you are streaming, you will essentially be flicking between camera 1, 2 and 3. So camera 2 is live. You might be on camera 1. You'll have this open all the time. It sometimes disappears because if you choose this window, this one will go behind it. You just make sure this is up. You're on camera 1, you make sure you're on camera 1, and then you'll go to the set shot you want to move to. So we can see a bit of that now. You can see what I'm doing here. I'm playing about the camera. So that, I say it looks easy. It's quite simple. Your audio should just work. You have to make sure the box is turned on. You have to make sure that you've done the mic check with the sound desk. So you have to make sure you can hear. To be fair, you don't even have to hear. As long as you can see the green bar moving, that means audio is coming in and it works. When you turn it on, you will see this microphone has got the green bars, and when the sound desk unmutes the mic here, you will see that. And when the sound desk unmutes line 3, 4, again, you will see the green bars going up and down when the person's talking. So what would you do when you've opened up the OBS, you've made sure you're in studio mode, you've then opened up the PTZ app, you check the cameras are working, which they always will. No, I'm not saying that. They always should work. And then you've made sure that you're on camera 1 and you do this and it moves about when you press these buttons. You go to camera 2, you do the same again, make sure it's working, you make sure it's all working. Then what do? So once you've tested the cameras, and you've made sure everything's working, normally 22, quarter to 11, you'll press the big green button, go live. And you will see this window. This is on my account, so but it will say stream to SLPC when you use it. And you also have stream to YouTube, Southleaf Parish Church. So this is twitch.tv, which is also what's on the Southleaf website, and this is YouTube. And then you have this. So this is the title, so you could call it whatever you want. Sunday Worship Live, stars in exhibition. I don't know, maybe Arthur wants to sing as Celine Dion or something, who knows. But that's the title. You can put a description, but you don't need to put a description, so often ignore that. Twitch settings, that's all set up, you can leave it. The categories in talk shows and podcasts, because they don't have a church category, so it's in talk shows. And tags, you can put tags, but they're preset and they're all very niche, hockey or illustration, so you can ignore the tags. So that's Twitch, so you can ignore that. Just make sure the title is correct. You can put the date, or you could, if the service has got a special name, you can put the special name, whatever. YouTube settings, you want to create, again, this is all set up, so you don't have to change anything, but you've got create a new event. If you want to have a different title for some reason, you could have a new title, but just leave that unticked so it uses the same title up here. You have category, you can say ignore that, ignore that, ignore that. Everything's already ticked and set up. And then there's also a tweet sharing, which, well, I don't do because Southleaf doesn't have a Twitter account. I'm not going to tweet it on my own account. And then that's it. So all you have to do is make sure the title is correct. And you press confirm and go live. Which, why not? Let's do it. And you get this screen. Updating settings for Twitch. Updating settings for YouTube. Configuring multi-stream. Optimize settings. And there you go. You're live. So the website will be seeing this right now. Over here is your chat, which if someone does enter the chat, then you can see what they say, but that very rarely happens. So about 45 minutes later, when the stream comes to an end, you've got this on, maybe wait a few minutes and you press end stream and the stream ends. That is essentially how the stream works. So there is another video to accompany this where you can actually watch myself doing this. If you have any questions or you want more information or anything in between, you can email me or you can phone me, or we could do a Zoom call as well. I'm sorry I didn't have a camera because my camera is in the manse, so you've just had to make do with my voice. But thanks for watching, and maybe one day you'll get to stream if the lockdown ever ends.